How's it going, y'all? The Overfiend? Okay, sure. Anyway, so today they're doing the Octarius Mission Briefing, whatever that means. They said that it's going to involve orcs. Yeah, the day before yesterday, they released a new Kill Team trailer, which we had seen part of. Hi, I'm sorry. I'm excited, and I also didn't sleep well. And I took sleep meds, and then I realized that, like, it was like 6 a.m., and I was like, oh, cool. So then I woke up like a few minutes ago. So small concern that this might end up being another like High Lords of Terra situation where they're just like, oh, look at these orc boys. And it's like, you already showed us that. We already know that. But they're talking about the Death Corps of Krieg in this. And that's interesting because Death Corps of Krieg, I think, is my favorite Astra Militarum thing. Maybe Iron Legion. I don't know, but they got a cool aesthetic. I'm gonna show you guys the Kill Team trailer because they showed it as part of it was like all their stuff they were gonna show off for the Warhammer Plus subscription thing, like their Netflix for their Warhammer shows and such. And I thought it was just gonna be an orc show or something like that, but no, they just randomly put this like trailer for this in. So I'm gonna play it for you guys because we did play Kill Team the other day, and when we were playing Kill Team, I noticed like, man, this feels a little dated, like, you know, versus like 9th edition rules. It's got a bunch of issues. The subservice seems all right. I'll probably not sub for more than a month. Once it actually comes out, I'll watch all of the things that I want to watch, and then when they announce new stuff, then I'll watch that. But this trailer is pretty good. I'm just going to watch it with you guys while we wait for them to... Blood Axe is the answer to that one. D? Easy question. Though they're most commonly in Death Skulls right now because everyone's playing Death Skulls competitively and Commandos are great. Okay, I don't know when they're going to show the answer to that question, but that's right. You can look it up. Weird flex, but the cinematic it slaps, my dude. And there needs to be a new version of Kill Team. And I think they're probably going to be announcing that as well as stuff with orcs today. But considering they're talking about Krieg in the questions and Leviathan in the thing, they're probably also announcing the Warzone Charadone thing, because the Warzone Charadone book for also this commando just destroying this dude. Yeet. There might be a reason I like Death Corps of Krieg. It's probably the gas mask, I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, Plastic Krieg is kind of crazy. I hope they don't try and charge resin prices for Plastic Krieg. See, that's what snipers are supposed to do, but that's not what my sniper did in our Kill Team game that we played. I also didn't remember all the rules right, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see new Orc Commandos as well today. They hinted at them the other day. We're going to see that. This video is great, man. Will they actually make Burner Boys good in 9th edition? It's good. Like, it's a good video. That's a very good video. I'm hyped for it. I think if they announce a box set that's Krieg and Orcs, which would be absolutely insane, but I have a feeling they might do it today. Poggers, like, that would be amazing, my dude. Would I buy it? Probably not. Oh. No, Duncan. No, Duncan. Thank you. If you want to know how to paint things, this guy is legit. He's the original painter guy for Warhammer. I thought that was the actual thing, and I was like, what? Duncan, what are you doing here? Yeah, early stream, because this is when they're doing it, because they're British. So this is like, what, 5 for them? Thin your paints, 2 thin coats. God. I want to go with Inquisitor Cryptman. I barely remember that one. That's a hard one. Because that's like all new Octarius crap. So it's like, it's definitely not Eldrad Uthrain or the Silent King. So there's that. Any new news on the High Lord of Terra? No, she's out, so she's good. But there's a couple other things I guess we can talk about, but we got like 4. Yeah, it is. God, I'm a fucking nerd. Let's check out the community page real quick. Let's see. I know they announced orc stuff recently. Okay, cool. Here we go. So they already showed off these guys, and this is like the cover art for the book, which, you know, I don't really care for. I think that these guys look kind of jank, or at least this front one does. I'll probably get used to it, but it's fine. Yeah, no, the High Lord of Terra slaps. She fucks. New bomb squigs, that's good. Yeah, so here's the actual model for like these guys. It's good. This, someone pointed out on Reddit, is probably so we've seen this guy and this guy. It's pretty amazing. But we haven't seen, and I'm wondering if they actually have that. I'm gonna have to go and find it, aren't I? All right, let me go and turn this on just so that way we don't miss the start of it. But this is clearly that war boss that we saw previously. And I'm gonna have to go through a bunch of, you know what? I could just go to YouTube. Give me a sec. Oh, that's the same screen region. The Squig IV drip is great. I love that. Let's not look through my YouTube cringe history. Oh, God. Alright. Let's go to Warhammer, and we gotta scroll back quite a bit, because that was a minute ago that they announced. No, they announced a new rule set for Kill Team. It's probably going to be fairly similar, honestly. Dionysus, like they announced it the other day with the cinematic trailer. So yeah, but you know what? It's okay, honestly, because it means that the rules are going to be simplified, or at least more coherent. Because the problem I had with Kill Team when I was setting it up for you guys is they added a whole bunch of expansions and crap, and I'm like, what the hell are commanders? How does that work? How is that fair? How is this balanced? I don't know how this works. So let's see if I can find. Here, I'll bring it back for y'all. All right, I'm trying to find the one where it shows the new orc stuff. I showed it a little while ago. Okay, I'm pretty far back. Because they've been teasing with us with orc stuff for quite a while. Like, that was like February that they were teasing us with orc stuff. And so I've been like, bro, I've been saving my money. There we go. Okay, cool. So this is the video I wanted to show. I believe it's right here. Okay. Not him. So we've seen him. They announced him on the High Lords of Terra Day. Then we got, let's see, Meganobs, Battle Wagon, sure. Blah, blah, blah. So those are the guys that we were just looking at, and then we've got the Pain Boy, the War, was it Pain Boss? Love him. Might run him, depending on what his stats are, but I love the idea of, like, I mean, like, I run sometimes my Pain Boy as, like, a war boss by giving him Follow Me Lads. We have not seen this thing, this battle wagon looking thing, with the squig pulling it. It looks like it's got a lobber or something on the front. I'm betting we see this today. I said that last time, but shut up. We've seen that guy. I was literally just showing him to you. This guy right here. Check this, check this, check this. Someone was pointing this out. Okay. So they showed us this, right? And they were talking about all the different uses for squigs. So you got, you know, oh, this squig helps you aim. Okay, it's the Kill Team trailer again. Thank you. So yeah, it helps you aim or whatever. But notice that, like, it's got this right here, and then he's got his top knot here. And you can see the top knot and the fur from his coat there. So this is probably that same model, yeah? Anyway, let's watch this again because it's awesome. So I'm betting we see that guy today, too. We literally just watched this, but we'll watch it again. I should have known they were going to show it off. But they did a really good job there. Depending on how much a box set with new command... Well, I already have commandos. I have 2 sets of commandos because I bought the RTLW ones because I was like, I don't want to buy the jank old orc commandos because they're bad. This is just a Kill Team. This is the board game that we played the other day on stream. Yeah, why is the sniper pointing his own guys? He hears the gun going off and he immediately looks at his own guys and he's like, do I shoot them? Hey, Limes. Yeah, I face cam for this. These guys unfortunately suck. Okay. They do not have the personality, and that's kind of why I'm not about the battle reports they announced as part of Warhammer Plus.
And we'd love to welcome all of you fine people who have come and joined us here in the live stream today. Last I looked, there was about 20,000 of you, which is super exciting.
Time to talk far too long about nothing. Yeah.
You've already read my mind, quite a few of you. You're already screaming into the internet the locations from where you are tuning in. Please do hit us up. It's great fun.
This will be like 30 minutes to an hour, and about 15 minutes of it will actually be information.
USA, Glasgow, Scotland. It's going so fast I can barely read it. The Netherlands, Western Australia. Oh my goodness, the Eye of Terror.
Do I have a shout out thing? Does, like, I don't think I do. Check out Limes. She streams video games and is less cursed than me. I don't. So why am I a garbage person? Hey, there you go. That's Lime's channel. Go follow her.
But before we begin in earnest, Eddie, what are you excited about today?
Well, I think we know a few things already about what's going to be the shape of this preview. So in case you didn't notice already, and we just played it for you, so that we saw a brand new...
Maybe they just joined us.
They literally just joined us. If you did, and you've somehow been under a rock and not noticed the last 24 hours, we had a brand new cinematic trailer.
Was that yesterday they announced it?
Dropped yesterday, pretty much bang on 24 hours ago. It was super
oh,
cool.
okay. I thought it was like a couple days ago, but...
Which I'm very excited about. There was a squig. He's amazing. Anything that's a squig, I'm immediately in. So I'm excited to see what that brings exactly. It's promising to be a good day if you are a fan of orcs, but not just that. Kill Team obviously touches on every part of...
like, honestly, playing Kill Team with y'all, I'd be down to play Kill Team with y'all again. That was fun. So that's the main reason I'm excited about this.
But we've got, that's not all we've got. We've got a few other kind of bits and bobs and surprises as well. So
I would imagine there's going to be some Tyranid stuff because of Warzone Charadone, but
I would hope so, at least.
But they're going to High Lord of Terror us, aren't they?
About 3 or 4 times this afternoon.
Just give us a release date for the book, and I don't give a shit what else you talk about today. That's all I want, really.
Eddie, what is your favorite bit from the trailer?
Oh, so it's all so super cool. I mean, I really like the squig. The squig's pretty special. I do. I like the bit where the orc is just kind of like blasting away down range and just kind of unleashing firepower, and you see the kind of the comms operative sort of fall over because he's been shot through the wall.
And Orc High Lord, yeah. Well, it's gonna be the Orc boys or the Snagga boys. The these guys. They're gonna show these guys again, and they'll be like, "Oh man, these are the first times we're showing them to you." And it's like, dude, you can't show us the same shit several times. G-dubs. I'm still gonna give you money, but stop doing this.
And the little comms operator's like, hold on, hold on 1 minute. And the next time he looks back, he just slumps down dead. And it's like, oh, it's a rough life in that.
I think he's the guy who gets squished in the first scene, doesn't he? My personal headcanon for that trailer is that the squig doesn't die. You don't see him on screen explode. You just kind of see the explosion. I like to think it's a different explosion somewhere, and the squig has somehow managed to come out of it as the only person in that trailer who manages to make it out. Still going, but a very, very cool trailer, very brutal, and if it's any indication of the nature of the game, I think it's going to be a no-holds-barred action fest, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely so. And the team that helped make that are the team behind one of the forthcoming animations for Warhammer Plus.
Like, yeah, I'm already addicted to your crap, GWs. Just give it to me.
Kind of getting excited about the prospect of watching more Warhammer animations. If they're anything like that at all, then we're in for some good stuff.
My friend Realnir in the chat has said, my review of that trailer is play for the objectives.
They definitely did, didn't they? At the end he was like, I could stop and try and fight this guy with the flamethrower, or I could run for the objective. It's the last turn of the game. You gotta, can I get within 3 inches of it?
Right, well.
Wow. Wonderful joke.
Apparently, we have a video.
They already uploaded the kill. Yeah, I mean, we just watched it prior to this stream going live. So, I mean, like, cool.
Up at a crazy rate. There's now more than 29,000 of you. The little numbers are spinning wildly. Welcome to the Warhammer Preview Online Octarius Mission Briefing Special. I am Adam Troke. This is Eddie Eccles. And throughout the
you already announced yourselves. You can't show yourselves off as a new thing. You just did that. It says your name on screen. They do this.
Some other awesome things besides. If you are in the chat and you want to pitch in, you can try. There's so many
they do this.
2
minutes ago, they announced who they were, and they re-announced who they were. They love announcing it.
But please bear in mind, there's thousands of you. I'll try and cover.
We're probably just gonna do this for now.
If you're ready and I'm ready, should we show our first video?
Yes. It's the Kill Team video again. Okay, no, it's something different. All right, cool. Hey, Plastic Krieg. Oh, boys. Plastic Krieg. Burner boys that look pretty good. The Tank Buster boys in there too? Oh, shit. Fuck, I'm gonna be broke. Oh, fuck, that looks good. Oh, fuck you. I'm gonna buy that and I'm gonna be broke and it sucks. I'll probably just wait for those to individually come out. I can't fucking, I can't.
There it is. Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team Octarius. Eddie, what do you know?
So this is a brand new edition of Kill Team. I think.
Question: how much? That's the only thing I give a shit about. How much is it? Because it's gonna be
in that new edition box set is that it's very, very faithful to the trailer and the box set are very, very aligned. Almost a kind of scene for scene remake of that box set in that trailer. So
I mean,
kind of the scenery in the background.
The scenery looks different.
In there are
it's good orc scenery though. A lot of that hasn't been seen before. Some of that was with the Mech Workshop, which they didn't sell because it was bad. New commandos. Fuck.
It's an incredibly cool box set. Loads and loads of good stuff in there. And I think it's exactly what fans of Kill Team.
My commandos are fine.
I couldn't agree more. Looking at the shot on the screen where you can see the entire content.
This is a whole game, yeah. Basically, you can play with the models you already have, but you just need the core rulebook, which they'll sell individually later. But it's a skirmish-based game where you play individual guys.
24 hours now. so much in there. An incredible collection of orc commandos. Obviously, the Krieg Variant Guardsmen look amazing. You've got orc terrain. Have we ever had orc terrain before?
Yes.
I can't remember.
So we've got some bits and bobs of orc terrain. We've had like a smattering of it in the past. But what's really cool about this box set is that this is an entire battlefield of Xenos terrain, and that's something we haven't really seen before.
That's neat, but I'm never gonna buy terrain because I don't have space at home for terrain.
This
you know,
box set for the first time basically allows you to
I mean, everything here is pretty and new, but I'm talking myself out of buying it. Shut up, chat. I don't want this. I don't need this. It's gonna be too expensive, and I want to buy more orc stuff. But those Krieg guys, they could be my cultists for my chaos. That'd be pretty good. I don't need it. I mean, the scenery is nice, and I could use it to build a Stampa or something.
The Imperials and kind of set up to kind of give them a bit of cover, because that's what you want against the amount of Dakar that some of these orcs can throw out. And there's also kind of some scrap piles and stuff in there as well. So what's really nice,
I don't need this.
Boxes generally, is that you don't just get loads of cool squads and miniatures to kind of fight with. At least as much about the game is the battlefield itself, and the kill zone here is a really cool, evocative thematic.
It's like the Indomitus Dominion. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I believe that.
Be dotted all over the Octarius sector. So the kill team box is set in that region of space, which is like an orc.
I mean,
it's one of the largest ones.
A friend of mine sent me a really cool list with a Sokar pattern Stormbird, and I was like, man, that's actually pretty neat. And it's like a chaos list. How much is a Sokar pattern Stormbird? Like, that's Forge World, but like, you know, it's half the army, so, you know, if it's reasonably priced, that's, yeah, I'm just gonna look it up. It's Forge World. There's no way I'm gonna buy it.
The orc infrastructure, which is, you know, easier said than done, because it tends to be like its creators pretty durable.
Awesome. So, chat, I've seen loads of questions flying out. I'm making a note of them on a document I've got. We'll try and do a question roundup towards the end. So, keep
so that's not happening. I'll probably play it on Tabletop Sim, but what the fuck? It's massive, by the way.
Here we have one half of the Orc Commando kill.
Oh.
It is
the Gretchen's good.
Like characterful models, and in answer to a question previously,
Orc Sniper, what the fuck? They did it!
Yeah, so there's
look at him! He's straight up got a sniper rifle!
Obviously, you'll notice, if you're familiar with the current commandos, is this isn't just a squad of guys with sluggers and choppers. This is a squad of specialists. So you've got loads and loads of options in this set. It's not just a case of run at them and chop them up being stealthy. You've got a guy in there who's got like a sniper rifle with like a scope on, so he's kind of leaning into that kind of spec ops trope. You've got a breacher orc there with like an enormous great battering ram that's kind of, he's the guy who runs in and batters down the door.
So is this going to invalidate the ones that I've got?
Pretty much anything it slams into, you can imagine that, you know, putting a hole through an Astartes. You've got the orc knob in the middle there.
Your face is covering the grot? Okay, let me move it.
Spec ops gear, he's got his kind of hat and scope and grenades and stuff. He's got loads and loads of stuff. And that is the guy from the cinematic trailer as well.
Yeah.
You've got the burner boy again. We saw him in the cinematic trailer, so I think a bunch of these guys are very familiar to anyone who's seen that trailer. And you've got the grot. So as you see with a lot of the kind of rabble that kind of follow them around, and the grot is one of these. This is I suppose highly trained might be putting it too generously, but he's probably one of the sneakiest of all the grots, and who'll naturally gravitate.
He wasn't even in the fucking video.
A very fun little characterful guy, and in game terms, effectively what this guy does is he's very fast and sneaky at getting around, and he can grab your objectives while your orcs are doing the crumping.
Yeah, a big shout out to whoever modelled him, so his zip is down to the bottom of his nose as well.
God, those look good.
It's really fun. What's wonderful about all of these orc models is that they're so they lean really heavily into that kind of like 80s and 90s action film kind of aesthetic. So you've got all the kind of tropes of spec ops and special forces, like a really orky lens. So they've all got. Like,
will the Orc Commandos be compatible with the new Orc Codex?
The idea of
Jimmy Jambo, the hell.
Orcified up.
Those are incredible sculpts. They're really good. I'm jealous.
You've got a Dakar boy. That's similar to the idea of the guy we saw laying down the firepower with that enormous.
I love his beanie.
You've got the slasher boy at the top there with the knives. His thing is sneaking around and chopping people up with huge knives rather than Daka. You've got the comms specialist in the middle there. His comms also double as a kind of short-range blast pistol thing, just because, you know.
Stupid. I love it.
A weapon, even if it also needs to be a radio. You've got a rocket boy there, and then you've got the squig in the middle there, which is again very faithfully captured in that cinematic trailer. He looks just like him, and he looks like he's having a blast.
If they keep doing this kind of shit, I'm fucking about it. I'm on this fucking train. But yeah, with the beast nagas, I'm like, well, they look good, but that's not my aesthetic.
Which are synonymous with sort of like Royal Marines Commandos or the SAS from World War II. And it is redolent of that classic iconography and imagery of the original Orc Commandos that came out when I was but a lad.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
Maybe. I mean, his work. There's a nice close-up on the Orc knob there, and I think one of the things that's really nice about these actually is that they have quite a kind of you could probably use them for almost any Orc clan. Like you could definitely paint this guy up whatever color you wanted to, but they look very Blood Axe, which is kind of your typical Orc commandos. A lot of them gravitate.
Yeah. See, we.
Blood Axe thing.
What is a Breacher Boy?
A Breacher Boy is like your guy who just runs in and clears buildings, right? So if the enemy's hiding in a bunker, this is the guy who runs up enthusiastically and just smashes through the front door and then continues to.
This is gonna be good.
They're
good. I hope that they make Blood Axes actually good this edition, because last edition they saw like limited use with kill tanks and that's about it, and that's literally just because they could fall back and shoot or fall back and charge.
Commandos have gone from being like a slightly quirky unit of slugger boys to being a really fun and thematic thing, and all of these abilities and tools are going to make their way into.
I mean, I think I could probably buy like a
not quite to the same
box of commandos and slap in whatever models I needed out of this. I've got a bunch of choppy boys.
He's got loads of knives. You can't quite see it there, but he's got more knives on his back.
He looks like the baddie out of an 80s action movie, doesn't he?
He definitely does. So he's got knives that he stabs you with. He's got knives that he throws at you. He's got some kind of super sneaky rules, so he can kind of attack and kill people without setting the alarm off, sort of thing. So he's really useful. As you'd imagine, he's pretty deadly in close combat as well.
And probably the internet's favourites, the Bomb Squig.
Do they worship Gork or Mork? I think Mork. The tooth for the zipper. That's cute.
Grapple gun, accompanied by Bomb Squig with a mouthful of grenades. It's everything I need in my life.
And it's a much better Bomb Squig. That looks like a really good Bomb Squig.
Explosives. He's got a mine underneath him. He's got some grenades in his mouth. He's got a little radio antenna that presumably blows him up. I think probably the best. We've seen a few different incarnations of Squigs in 40k over the years, but this guy might be the best.
Yeah, he's so much better. Because the old one is showing its age, and these guys look great.
Marginally more excited about, but I'm fairly even split on this. The Death Corps of Krieg Veteran Guardsman Kill Team, outstanding models, really in line with that. Fantastic.
That bomb guy looks like he'll snap off his base. You want to talk about snapping off? You see that guy, the little like phone charm he's got on the left side there? It's reversed for.
Really stayed true to that, but with
that
additions that are fascinating.
That away.
Some of these have got very specific roles.
His little like keychain thing that's gonna snap off. They need at least one shovel guy. They do. You could easily like kit bash that grenade he's got into a shovel.
In the squad is that there's loads of options to kind of represent kill team specialists, and that's something that's common to both the commandos and the death corps.
Are these plastic? Of course they're plastic.
For kill team. So you've got things
you got a medic shovel. Shovel memes for Death Corps of Krieg. All they do is build trenches, and so they need prayer beads. Yeah, but it's gonna snap off, and it looks like a phone charm. Does he have a power claw? Or a power fist? What the hell are you doing with a power fist, tiny little guy?
Yeah, we'll bust open the boxes in a little while and have a look at the frames, but there's more options even than you see here.
Yeah, so loads of things to choose from. This is the
someone in chat, where's the shovel? No, these are new. They aren't metal.
they all look the same basically, don't they? They've all the gas masks give them that kind of like.
They like building
So
trenches.
all of the kind of character is represented through the pose and through the weapons and war gear that they've got, and there's like minor little variations.
So shovels would be good for trenches. I think that's why, because there's a story about Krieg where they just bomb a city for like a year, and then
who has maybe the most heroic scene in the cinematic trailers. He manages to take
they
but then gets
surrender,
roasted, but
and then
doesn't
they
finish
keep
it.
doing it.
He's had a roller coaster.
I'm actually gonna change the category to Warhammer because apparently that's a thing. Look at that! That's a phone charm. I know that's a book, but shut up. Trenches are good warfare defensive structures, especially in a universe where you've got, you know, planes, artillery, lasers. Question, undrilled barrels? Just do it yourself. Just get a hobby drill.
If you look at this guy, you can see that he's not only has he got some extra medals from probably some kind of heroic sacrifices that he's made earlier on, he's also lost an arm. So his
is that supposed to be a power fist?
arm you can see there from how I'm looking at it is bionic, which is kind of cool.
No, it's just a regular one. Okay.
The fabric falls across the sort of the servo joins.
Yeah, that is nice.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Which is a really lovely sculpting detail, and he's in the middle of a mag change. Look at the magazine well on the lasgun.
Oh, fuck you. That's cool.
He's unhurried, I think, is the
medals.
Yeah. There you go. So this is a medic veteran. This is a really nice. Anybody who's been following the rumor engine might recognize that medic bag. I think we might have.
So why is that medic bag a separate model?
Well, I mean, depends how badly you've been hit, I suppose. But if some of you guys get hit and go down, he can.
That's weird, right?
Back up again. Again, really nice little thematic details on it. So you've got, if you look at the head, he's got that kind of
massive
on his helmet, which is different from the rest of the Kriegers. He obviously has his apothecary bag of goodness knows what.
And then the apothecary arm thingy.
A really cool thematic little model again.
This is everything you see you get in the set, shown in one galloping great big picture with fantastic.
That's a stomper right there. I'm telling you. You just put that together real wrong, and then you got a stomper.
An example of everything. We'll get to that in a minute. So this is the terrain separately.
Yes.
Which go on after you.
But a couple of these I recognize from the Speed Freaks box and the mech thing.
What's really nice about it is it's a whole
Mech Boy Workshop that sucks. Specifically the two on the front, and then the stuff in the middle, not counting the gantries.
You need to make sure you've got good lines of visibility.
I'm a nerd for actually remembering that.
As well as kind of the no holds barred action. So you're meant to have a fairly dense battlefield to play it across, and this fills your kill zone very nicely. But you could also obviously use this and expand it across Warhammer 40,000 battlefields too.
That's a lot of terrain. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So it's going to be expensive. The angled gauge is interesting, by the way, because I don't know what that's for.
Team Octarius launch set, and in it you see the Orc Commando kill team, the Deathcore Krieg, core book, an Octarius manual.
Okay, but
boatload of tokens, a game board,
how much?
Combat gauges and
you're gonna fuck me with this, aren't you?
In a little while. 54 tactical ops cards, and obviously your terrain. That is quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot in the box. I've got my box next to me as well, and it's pretty heavy. So there's an awful lot of plastic in there, but also an awful lot of cardboard. And
we get more rules for more other ghostly guard squads. Just shush. Make this about orcs, not about whatever you want.
Unboxing cam.
Oh, it's about as shit as my camera.
There we go.
Except for they're a multi-million-dollar company.
Retro pair of clippers.
Is this going to be the whole stream?
Have we got any questions particularly about the concept of the box?
Well, so I mean, the questions we've got to answer are, the first one is, Is it limited edition or made to order?
It is made. It's limited edition.
So this box is going to be released as available while stocks last.
Yep.
So there will be we've made a lot in the same way that we did with Dominion.
Yeah.
So there'll be lots of copies, but it won't be around forever. But the good
They
news
made a
is
lot
that
of copies of Dominion.
You're like, man, I want to make sure I can get more of those. I
A
want
lot.
Commandos, or I want more of the terrain or something. The elements will be made available separately in the future. So there's nothing that's completely exclusive to this box set. If you want to get it in this combination of stuff, then you swoop in while it's available.
That sounds good to me. Somebody asks question why. I mean, I'm not going to prophesy the future, but look at the name of it, and maybe that will think of it wider, and maybe you'll get some sense of why it might not be around forever. Another question, as we open the boxes, are the miniatures push fit or multi-part?
That's a great question. I'm going to open mine and enjoy. I know some people like to enjoy the smell of their box set. I'm definitely one of them as they open it. Which is
never been a box sniffer.
That's a bunch of terrain sprues.
So you would imagine
And then on the right there, I think those are like measuring sticks and stuff.
Really nice. It's just me. So I'm just having a look. I'm going to dive straight into the orcs.
There is a lot of terrain. So
Yep.
That popped up in the
So you
chat,
repackage
are
that.
orc lives, sculpted on, or what? I'm going to lift it up, and you can see they are in fact sculpted on. If you wanted to use them for, I don't know, other hive-oriented places, perhaps you could, but you're going to contend with a few orky skulls. You could easily turn them into not orky skulls if that is your persuasion.
So
No, orcs everywhere. Shut up.
Immediately apparent looking at the sprues is that there are loads and loads of options in this box. So there isn't just the kind of one way to build up your orcs.
Which sprue have you got, Eddie?
I went straight for orcs, obviously, because that's the
let me join you then. I'll see if
So they are not push fit.
And you're right. There is far more options.
I'm looking for an armhole.
Steady for a moment, chat, and you
can you flip it over?
your eyes and try and work out what's going on. Obviously, it's a sprue full of models, so
Yeah, I don't think it's push fit. That's good.
I would guess there's probably about twice as many heads as you need, and it looks like
Cool.
you can probably build every model in at least 2 different configurations of combinations of weapons and things.
That camera angle sucks.
I'm also
Please.
alternate heads for the grots, so if you ended up with a few of those grots, you'd be able to have different versions, which is pretty cool.
I have a few.
Most box sets are like $200. I'm not paying $200 for that.
All of the models in this box are plastic. It would be the first one.
I don't need that. I don't need that much. That's too much.
In this set. So
$200 is too much.
Quite a few options. Looking at the death core of Krieg, he says, scurrying through the box. There are 171 components, so even more, and you can see just helmets.
No, we can't. It's too far away. Put it closer to the camera, you slut.
So you can get a sense
Thank you.
of the camera will focus. Somebody was saying
Those are push fit. Yeah, they got the holes for where you but I don't think that they're monopose.
there are shovels to go on the pouches at the back.
I love this guy here with his like
It looks to me
emote.
This frame alone plus the dug-in one, that's 3. I reckon you might actually have a entrenching tool surplus by the time you're done. I wouldn't like to bet my life on it. There's a lot of grenades as well.
Where's the shovel? Where are you guys seeing shovels?
There's a lot of grenades.
I think one of the things that's definitely true about Kill Team is that the idea is that you customize your miniatures and try and make them your own, and you decide that this one's going to have lots of grenades, or this one's going to be have all the kind of entrenching tools, or this one's going to be the comms guy and have all those kind of comms-esque stuff. So
The only answer you're going to get around. Okay, what did Deadly Sloth? Oh, I read that as Daddy Sloth. You've done something to me, chat.
You can customize the base.
I have no idea.
Extra entrenching tools and things, or not. There's kind of loose las guns mixed in amongst there as well.
I'm seeing a lot of specialist weapons. So far, I've spotted a melter gun, a grenade launcher, a flamer. The grenade launcher.
Oh wow, we've been here for 43 minutes. Oh, but some of that was pre-game, right? We've been here for 30 minutes.
And it looks fantastic. There's absolutely stacks of backpacks and.
Yeah, it's not monopose. It's
There's a plasma gun as well that looks like the officer has an option for a bolt gun, a plasma pistol.
Sure glad we get to see all these things that he's talking about.
There's a las pistol. There's a little clock like you'd expect an officer in a trench to be using to carry before they run over. There's a smaller medical pouch. I mean, I'm absolutely blown away at how many options there are. There is a question going around in the chat, which is, are these compatible with scale-wise with the Death Core of Krieg models, which Forge World have been making. Looking at them by eye, I'd say they're going to fit very nicely. What we can do in the week is we'll make sure we get some side-by-sides and put them on Warcom or social media for you all to see.
Yeah, so
you'll be quite pleased, actually.
I'm just having a look through the orc sprue as well, and there's loads of options. It looks like you can build almost every orc as a standard commando, if were you so inclined. So if you just want to have them all with Slugger and Chopper, I think you can probably.
Oh, good.
There's also.
So if I don't want to go that angle, I don't have to.
The one we've seen so far already has a power claw, but there's also definitely a huge chopper in here as well if you wanted to kit him out with the.
Okay, so that means that my commandos I've got right now are not invalidated, which is good. That's all I care about. That means I don't have to buy this. I don't need to buy this. I can save my money. I don't need this. I don't need this. Also, this is why people are so excited. You can get Death Core of Krieg. They're $47 for 5 models. They look neat. But I think basic infantry are going to be like, what? No more than 8 points out of a 2,000 point list. So, and I have no idea how much guardsmen are. I want to say 5. So 5 times 5, 25 points out of 2,000.
The terrain is chunky. I'm not gonna lie, that's a heavy piece of plastic.
The terrain is big. I was, you maybe don't get quite a scale of it from
So.
the you've seen so far, but it's at least as big as the.
It's also resin, which just sucks to work with. I hate resin so much. But these are plastic. Like you can see, they're on the standard gray plastic sprue. So we're gonna have plastic. That's good.
Looted from kind of fallen Imperial stuff, but there's an awful lot of just kind of raw orc scrap.
A box of 10 shouldn't be more than 60. I mean, you know, it's GW though. What's wrong with resin? It warps. It has weird, like, fluffy, flaky bits. I just, it's gross to deal with. At least it's not Failcast. Failcast sucks. My Captain Badwreck looks weird.
One of the things about the new edition of Kill Team is that it doesn't use tape measures in the traditional sense.
What the fuck?
What you have are various what you have is various different movement amounts that things can move. So those markers that you have represent like short range, medium range, long range, and the kind of longest range. And when you talk about how far a model can move, it will be in multiples of those. So it will say like it can move the narrow edge 3 times, or the long thing once, or something like that. And also things like pistol ranges might be represented by the pistol ranges, the length of one of those.
I'm holding this here because somebody said, please show the big Krieg sprue. So I thought, sure.
Where's the shovel? Where's the shovel? Where the fuck did they see shovels? I don't see it.
The head of our global events for the Warhammer community team called Mike Brandt, and he's been telling me a lot about it. I believe he's been involved.
Resin does have a finer level of detail.
And I'm super excited for what sounds like a really different.
Is it normal that whenever I watch you nerd out about this, I kind of want to look into it more, but I can hear my wallet already cry? Yeah.
Some books.
Yeah, it's normal.
Quickly whip them open. So
this is going to be the stream. They're not going to talk about other orc stuff, I don't think. It's just going to be this.
We have.
I'm still excited. It's still new orc stuff.
Which runs in at something in the region of, he says, 142 pages, 144 pages. And this has, I'll give a little flick through, guys. It does look nice here. Somebody says it looks chunky. I agree. So, produced by the Warhammer Studio, obs. So the contents we have, welcome to the Kill Zone, 10,000 Years of War, core rules.
That's not me. It's just actually that grainy.
And then appendix and some data card segments. And then throughout it, obviously, you've got all the things you would expect from the core book from a game made by the Warhammer Studio. Introduction to the things. Fantastic looking. Oh, some of the art on this is absolutely brilliant. That is a Tau Fire Aura being negotiated with by a Tempest Assign.
Is it?
Yeah, this is looking really lovely. I won't flick through the whole thing, although I'm sure that some people in the chat would really like it.
Yeah, so there's a big chunky core book. So that effectively inside this box, you've got the kind of core Kill Team manual, which is all the things you need to kind of play any game of Kill Team. So you kind of core.
Okay, so Chaos, Eldar, Necron, Tau.
Both of those have been really carefully thought about for this edition of Kill Team. One of the things that's
did they intentionally use a shitty camera so you can't steal the pages?
40,000, and then with Age of Sigmar is that idea of kind of ongoing narrative campaigns and how you can kind of evolve and develop your warriors.
Like maybe they intentionally used a bad camera so you couldn't just screen cap any screen. Like
It's always been a really smooth match play experience, and the new edition is going to be no exception. One of the things worth saying is
if my wife was into this and she wanted to play either of these armies, then I could see myself buying it in that case. But she's already said she has no interest in playing Warhammer with me. Did they mention the price? They're not gonna today. Some people said similar box like Dominion and stuff like that are gonna be like 200. They're not at the office. Yeah, but I mean, like, give them.
So somebody said, question, can you show us a stat block? Assuming a stat block, you mean like a data sheet or something like that?
Move 3 AP. What the fuck are those?
I'll be honest,
Oh.
I don't know what all the words mean yet because I haven't read the rules.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck any of that means.
Fundamentally rebuilt from the ground up to be
a complete rework, isn't it? And it looks
a complete rework. So obviously, we don't really have the time in this preview to kind of talk through the rules in detail.
If only we had an entire community website where we could feature articles explaining every detail, Eddie.
If only, Adam. And luckily we do. So if you follow the Warhammer community website over the next days and weeks, we will tell you all about
I'll come back.
the rules for the new edition of Kill Team. There's loads and loads of stuff in there. One of the things worth saying as well, obviously, is it just Orcs and Astra Militarum? And it isn't. The back of the rulebook has a picture of some Space Marines.
Pre-orders won't be available. Will be available in August. Okay, so next month.
Made the transition into the new edition as well, and they could carry on their fight and their battle. But I think a lot of people are eyeing up those Krieg and Orcs, which have been, for the first time really, plastic kits that have been designed with the intention of creating a kill team.
I think the Orc Commandos are also failcast right now.
Forever, Kill Team has been a place where the units that you use in your army have kind of made the transition. You can make kill teams out of them, but they've never been made with that intent. Whereas now you've got kind of spec ops units specially designed to be kill teams. And if you kind of extrapolate that across the rest of Warhammer 40,000 and what the future might hold, it starts to be really exciting. So no more details on that just yet, but you know, that could be pretty cool.
Nice little card packs, so you can.
Oh, I thought he was fucking around on his phone.
Right, but I feel like a kid in a sweet shop, and I should probably be a grown-up on a live stream.
Yes, you should.
Let me look at some of these questions. Can we build a standard infantry squad with these Krieg models? Yes. Looking at it, yes. As in, you can have 10 Astra Militarum guardsmen with las guns.
You definitely can, and more than that, you get the options for the special weapons you'd expect as well. So I think you spotted it earlier, Adam. You've got a plasma gun, a melter gun, a grenade launcher, a flamer. All the classics are in there.
Can we get the Krieg artwork separate? Probably at some point. Yeah.
We can probably do that.
That doesn't seem unreasonable. Has the size of kill teams in average game increased? Remains to be seen. Looking at it, I'd say about the same sort of size.
Yeah, so list building is different in the new edition of Kill Team. Obviously, it's brand new rules, brand new.
So it's a completely different style thing. So it's not like, God, that's gonna be weird. Because one thing that was nice about Kill Team is like, if you got started on Kill Team, like it was really easy to transfer over. But now with like a custom measuring stick, it's gonna be weird.
Kill Team dice roll. Half the dice went on the floor. Sorry, everybody.
Did you roll well?
Well, I don't know because ones on the floor don't count. There you go.
Are they chunky dice or little dice? I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I'll take that. Somebody said, can I count the number of heads on the death court of Krieg, Sprue? I was once asked to do a very public challenge while I was on a hangout and hobby. My wife leaned in through the door and passed me a jar of crinkle-cut beetroot and said, could I open it? And suddenly I was being watched by like nearly 1,000 people opening a jar. So counting Krieg heads feels like a similar sort of feat of skill, and we'll leave it at that.
You can't count the 10?
Eulogized over this amazing set for quite a while.
It's more like Warcry. I haven't played Warcry. I've heard good things though.
Those questions I was writing down and see if there's any others that we can cover. Is it a limited edition / made to order? It's going to be available whilst it's last. All the constituent components within it that you might need for the rest of your collection will be available at some point as well. So
I don't need this.
But do buy it if you like.
I don't need this. It's nice, but I don't need this.
Entirely new and designed especially for awesome skirmish combat. Miniatures are not push fit. It's a multi-part kit, more akin to many of the models throughout the rest of the Warhammer 40,000 range. Are there rules for other teams and factions within the new edition? Yes. Not inside the box. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there'll be
a
companion book released alongside Kill Team at launch which effectively rounds up all the rest of the stuff in Warhammer 40,000 and allows you to carry on playing with all the different factions.
There's a question in the stream that says, is there stuff other than Kill Team in this stream? Yes, that's why Raph is trying to move us along, because I spent too long being excited about my box.
Okay, good.
Are commandos compatible with the Orc Codex? Yes. Is there a good way to get into Kill? Is this a good way to get into Kill Team? I'd say it might be the best way to get into.
Well, be the best way ever. Yeah.
Is there a shovel? At least 3, I think 4.
In hand.
Will they be available separately later? Yes. Are the glyphs opted on? Yes. When? Soon.
August.
Have 2 wounds in this new edition. I don't know, because I don't know what stats mean in Kill Team yet. I think things have got loads.
That's a good
of
point.
wounds.
Yeah.
Right. Whew. This has been amazing. I hope you're as excited about Kill Teams as we are. Why don't we play another video and we'll be right
I have not seen that. No. Ooh. Okay. Orcs. Orcs. Orcs.
Commander, the intelligence report has arrived.
Finally. Put it on the screen.
The mission is complete. Overrun.
They have a number.
This is evacuation code Omega 44. All personnel with clearance Delta or above. This is report to the nearest. We need reinforcements. Copy. Final evacuation order. Planet is gone. Move.
Which system is this? What am I looking at?
Octarius.
All of them, sir. The entire sector.
And Crispin, his arrogance is called me. This is General Order Alpha 9. Xenos threat level forlorn. Report.
So this is gonna be.
Issue Order 827 Extremis. Activate the kill teams. I need to know what's going on in the Octarius sector.
Yeah. Yep. Oh wow, it's Warzone Octarius. We knew this.
Boom, there it is, an exciting palette cleanser to move us on.
That told us nothing.
Back into the more mainstream Warhammer 40,000. Eddie.
I'm probably just gonna be watching this today, Neo
So
Dunks.
this is Octarius, Warzone Octarius, which is the
So this is still exciting. It's still orc stuff because it's gonna be orcs v Tyranids.
Going to be impacted by this new narrative. For those of you who know your Warhammer 40,000, Octarius is a region of space which is a vast orc empire, and what the Imperium has basically done is they've directed a Tyranid hive.
Okay, this is important.
Of this orc
I've got the shock
empire.
attack gun. Those are the new boys.
Actually happened. What happened was that the Tyranids
Killicans are old.
basically chowed down and made loads more
Storm boys are old.
Time of their life fighting against these massive, enormous monsters, and got even
No new NIDS models as far as I see.
huge enemy armies.
That all looks like old ones.
And this massive orc war are both stronger than either were to start with, and are now threatening to break out of the Octarius region.
There's something going on down near the Bulgrin, but I can't tell what the hell I'm looking
Undermine
at.
Both of these different forces by kind of surgical strikes, including things like the kill team missions that we know about, undermine both the Tyranids and the orcs.
Big bone fell on the. I think that's a Exocrine.
Effectively, it's just a
Okay.
really cool narrative thing for Warhammer 40,000. We haven't really explored this before.
I think those are old boys. Yeah, this is an old picture, isn't it?
Kind of like throwaway lines in the odd bit of fiction.
Yeah, this is old.
First time we're really going to dive into that sector in detail.
I think I have, or I had this. I sold my Orc Codex because I was like, we're getting a new one. Yeah, you got weird butt old boy. Yeah, this is not new. You've shown us this. I owned this picture.
Some of them think they should keep them contained. Some of them think that's a terrible idea. There's all these kind of different shadowy figures pulling the strings.
Oh, there's the Mech Boy workshop in the front right, so you can, own a thing that does nothing.
The Tyranids and the Orcs and the Imperium that are desperately trying to keep them into this this sector, and all of this is wrapped up in a new campaign book.
But honestly, like the campaign books have been good. Oh, new orc shit. Front right.
Lots of different kind of ways to play through this narrative.
Looks like they didn't change the bikers, and you still have the old boys here too. That's interesting.
For Warhammer 40,000, if you're into your narrative particularly.
It also gives people from quite a wide spectrum something to be excited about for Warhammer 40,000. Essentially, if you are Imperial from a number of different sort of factional leanings, if you're into Orcs, if you're into the Tyranid hordes, then there is something here for you, and that is a delight. Well, that's cool. We are not done by any stretch. Should we go to what I think might be your favourite segment?
I got pretty excited about Kill Team, but this might also be my favorite segment.
Is there something here for Tyranid? They already announced that. Yeah.
Enough knocking about with them plans. The boss says it's time for the war, and the Roots think they know what's coming for them. But what they don't know is we've got
So here's that weird battle wagon thing. No! Oh.
They can put an old rig of boys, and they're dead killing.
It looks pretty good.
Has got himself a squig with massive teeth to ride on. He ain't
Okay.
gonna walk like the rest of you sad lungs. What? Oh, he is.
Yeah, there he's.
Well, he's the boss. He can do what he's fucking well likes. Doomies reckon they's got a gargan. Oh, nice and dead.
Ooh. Oh.
Never suspect the boss is using it as a super shooty command center. I heard the great white squig is here with that orders nails boss scrag badge. So even the regular boys have got some new stuff. And about them copters.
Oh, new dev copters.
Since Blackreach. Well,
Oh, they look pretty good.
right. That's the signal, boys. Time to
I already own the whole fuck ton. I was not expecting that. Zogwart. Sure. Win is dead soon. That's not real words.
What an amazing trailer with so much stuff for the orcs covered off in it. Big shout out
What is the
to
Orc Command Center? It's probably terrain.
today. Eddie,
Yeah, you can't get the Black Reach ones anymore. Those are the ones that I own.
Just loads and loads and loads and loads of orcs is basically what's.
No idea what the fuck a kill rig is. Looks cool.
Warhammer 40,000 releases we've seen for quite some time. This is on the same scale, I suppose, as what we've seen for.
I like him. A little pudgy boy in the front there.
Just absolutely oodles of orcs, loads of different stuff, some really weird and wonderful.
Rumors say
stuff,
September. Be wrong.
All coming along with the brand new codex when it drops. This is probably the biggest. This is the biggest kit, and it's just enormous. This is a kill rig. Effectively, what you've got here is.
Is that a Titan base?
Kind of transportation system. They've got loads of kind of big scary weaponry stuff on the back of a rig. They've attached the rig to an enormous great squig creature at the front of it, and then at the top at the back there they've got an orc psyker which is kind of chained into this kind of huge orc effigy skull thing, which basically blasts laser bolts of pure Wa energy at the enemy as it charges forward.
All right.
The thing is like the size of a bane blade. It's enormous.
Oh my
kind of
god.
weird, sort of almost.
That's gonna be an expensive
waterfall
kit,
sort of
though.
theme. It looks almost like a bunch of orc whalers on the back of a ship, doesn't it?
Yep.
There's a.
well, and just to pick on that, if Raph moves the next slide along, the kit makes two options. The first one is with a weird boy on the tower channeling crazy orc psychic power.
Yeah, I'm gonna
This one
magnetize the
is quite
shit out of
literally
that if I
orcs
get
trying
it.
to catch something big.
I don't know how you would, though.
The sort of motif of the beasts.
It's gonna be Baneblade price, so like 130, 160. Yeah.
Harpoon on the back of it there, so you can imagine this thing like riding alongside next to like an Imperial Knight or something, and they're trying to harpoon it through the leg.
This is gonna be an expensive model, though, points wise. Probably like 500 or so.
Transport thing, so you can fit, I think, 15 of your beast snaggers on the back of this. So you can, if you want.
Pile them on it.
Yeah, you can have a mechanized beast snagger army pulled by squigs, which go charging off into the middle of the enemy army, and it kicks out an enormous amount of damage as well. So not only is it a transport system, it's got loads of guns on the back. It's absolutely ferocious in close combat. The orcs on the back.
I'm sure it is.
Big, enormous squig thing can fight. You can use it as a delivery mechanism.
No, it's not gonna be
So
cheap.
Snagger orcs right into the heart of the enemy army.
I'll have to test play it some before I even consider it.
It's just a really fun concept. So you can imagine, a weird boy version of one.
I do like my mechanized orc list. That's why I like playing
as the kind of core of your army,
Dev Skulls.
full of boys and, off charging
Beast
into the enemy
Boss.
A new beast boss model.
army. Yeah, so we have
What's
a
the
beast.
deal with a beast boss?
What's a beast boss? So a beast boss is kind of the war boss equivalent for beast snagger orcs, and effectively this is a guy who finds the biggest, scariest enemy monster he can and puts his chopper through its head. And as you can see on his back there, he's got the pelts and skulls of the various different creatures he's managed to take down over the
That's
years.
neat.
So this
I'll
is the guy who leads the charge.
probably not get that unless if it's good.
One of those new hunter rigs as well if he wants to, and get into the enemy nice and quick. He's also got a little squig targeting shooter on his back because he's not
Yes.
really too fussed about.
So he's probably going to be hitting on 4s in shooting and 2s in combat.
He's got a Barnacle arm on one end, but you can see the hand inside the claw for how the power claw works on the other end, and it looks like a snake's mouth.
Yeah, so
Cool.
Snaggers.
And then we've seen bits of him.
The snake bites for the orcs, and this guy here is the best.
He's got an engine implanted into his like stomach. That's fucking wild.
This is the rider of Chomper, the Great White Squig. This is a new named character for snake bites, and the biggest, baddest beast boss of all. Basically, he's almost like a myth in orc culture. He was eaten by a Squigoth at one point, but he was so tough the Squigoth spat him out, which is why he's got bionics down one side of him. So his Squigosaurus,
That tattoo is not fucking happening if I buy him. Holy shit. Unless if that's like
is effectively like a war boss. So that is an
imprinted
absolute
into, like if it's got like a sticker or it's like cut into him.
for a whole bunch of beasts.
Squigosaur.
And then of course the kit gives you two options. So say you just want a regular beast boss, but you don't want it to walk like all the peons. Then here you have the beast boss on Squigosaur option. Again, an incredible.
I love how much he's holding up his hand there because that's absolutely gonna get shot.
And the orcs in general, incredible looking model.
I think what you don't quite get from that miniature alone.
And there's the boys.
size of the
Cool.
thing, like, it is enormous. It's
They do
tiny.
look good. If I need more boys, I'll be getting these over the regular ones. But they're so much nicer looking. They don't have their ass sticking out
A
weird.
few eagle-eyed people spotted as we were talking through Octarius, or indeed as we were as people have seen the back of the Gaunt's Ghost box. There might be some new.
I picked up the
boys
Gaunt's
on,
Ghost box, not bought it, but
they're dead
picked it
right
up at the
there.
store and looked at the back just so I could look at these guys early.
So a great new selection of orc boys. They've got all the stuff you'd expect, you know, shooters and sluggers and rocket launchers and stuff.
Our shooter's going to be actually good though, because I own 30 shooter boys and I regret that decision.
New orc release because you've got these kind of huge, great centerpiece kits, but you know, probably the thing that you're going to include most of in your army. So it's great to have some new options. They're not so wildly different from the current ones that they wouldn't sit nice and at home alongside the.
Yeah, they kind of mixed them in and it looked fine.
Spent an awful lot of time painting up their orc boys. I think I've got about 120 various states of painting completeness. So it's nice to have these
Weak.
the same sort of scale.
Varying.
Certainly add a lot more dynamism and a lot more options. So you've got ones that kind of.
I'll have to green sculpt some more orc ass. Just make them dummy thick.
Weapons in much more dynamic ways than we've seen before.
Orcs in various size, yeah.
A sizable war already. These are going to go really nicely inside of it.
Yeah, and if you're starting a
And this is good.
then you can either
And is that a...
the other ones, or you could just
Did they bring back the bombs?
Deathcopters, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So we've had a kind of resin one for a little while, but it's certainly not the same.
It's pretty shit.
Players of a certain vintage will remember Assault on Black Reach, which came with.
Yeah, this looks like the Assault on Black Reach ones. And they're on a different base, so I'm going to have to change the base.
What we've got is a new multi-part Deathcopter kit. It's got loads of cool options in it. You can have
They look
have a
good,
at
though.
some of the things
I
you
don't
can
need
do.
more, because I already own a whole bunch.
One, and a zappy gun that's different from the standard weapon we've got. All the rest of them are kind of packed with rockets and stuff. They're not so dissimilar again from the Black Reach ones, but if you
No, they look like the Black Reach ones, but slightly better.
You could have these sitting alongside them, and they wouldn't look wildly out of place. But
I think that's definitely something that they consider important. Do you think that's a oval base?
Rockets on the prop blades.
yeah, how'd you think they make it spin, right?
I didn't notice. That's amazing. Thank you, whoever that was in the chat who said that. Fahrenheit 42. I've looked at these several times and not noticed.
I love the one with the chopper there, because he's you know, you can imagine like an orc mentality of like, I've got a helicopter now, it's got rocket, but I'm also gonna take with me.
I love my
laser
Deathcopters.
because
They were
I'm
really good in
I
8.
can also stab someone while I'm riding my helicopter. I think only
It's
orcs,
optimistic, isn't it?
only orcs would go for it.
How's that standing up?
This is coming kind of out of nowhere. This is
What
a
is
big
this?
Head boss bunker. What is a big head boss bunker? It is effectively a Gargant's head that has been either decapitated or they haven't quite finished building the rest of the Gargant yet.
It's a new piece of terrain, which means it'll be useless.
Your war boss. So if you have either a beast boss or a war boss, or kind of whoever, a big mech or whatever you want to use to lead your orc army, you can sit him in the middle of this and he can kind of shout his commands through the enormous great speaker system on the top of that. And
Okay.
all the boys nearby can know what's going on. It's also got like absolutely oodles of shooters all over it, so you can put like just bolt a whole bucket load of shooters off the back of it if you want to. And it sits really nicely alongside all of the orc terrain. If you were so inclined to pick up the Octarius Kill Team set, this
It looks
added
nice.
to the
Yeah.
Kill Team set would, fit
You just
right in
make this
with
your
your
Stompa's
kind of
head,
kind
too,
of
depending on how big it is.
Scrap town, which I do and will be doing.
I love it. I also like the sort of loud hailer things at the top.
You can just
Your,
imagine an orc
boss
standing there being like, oi, 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 charge him.
giving it large as he shouts orders around here. Absolutely. Wow, there is a lot of orc stuff on the horizon, and orcs are bearing down on us quite soon. Is that right?
They are coming very, very soon. So, previous previews, we have announced the Beast Snagger Army launch box, and we can reveal today that that will be available to pre-order next Saturday. So, if you're excited, next Saturday, if you're excited about orcs, you do not have to wait very long at all before you can start getting your hands on some of those. That is the one with all of the Beast Snagger infantry. It's got the Beast Snagger Squig Hog boys, a few characters in there as well, and perhaps most importantly of all, if you are a diehard orc fan, it has your new orc codex.
Yeah! Woo! Next week!
And, if that box isn't your speed, the rest of the orc stuff will be a
I
lot.
don't care about them yet.
Not long at all to wait. If you're an orc player, you are about to be absolutely spoiled because you've got that box set, you've got Kill Team on the way, which has your whole battle.
All right, I'm happy. That's all I wanted, and you gave me more. Thank you.
Boys, you've got Death you've got a bunch of snakebite characters coming. You know, this is basically the best year ever if you're an orc.
Yes, I think you could be right. So, I think I'm going to have to check my notes. We've gone blasting through so much stuff so very fast. We are 10 minutes.
It's like the superb owl for Rev. Yes, it is.
We have now is the part where it says begin to wrap up, which means we just resolve people who to stay in because maybe it's not all done. But I will begin to wrap up by thanking the 37,500 people who are currently in the chat enjoying this incredible Warhammer preview online. We have had
I think other Xenos need love as well, but seeing us get a range refresh, it's a little scary, but it looks like it all works with what I've got already, which means I don't have to buy new shit in order to make it look good. I can just get the new shit as I actually want it, which is nice. Tau is fine. Their models still look pretty okay. I said that about Orc Boys, though. But, I think, Eldar and, yeah. Eldar need a range refresh. This shit's ancient.
It's been awesome. Everybody who's joined us here in the chat, we would like to thank you for choosing to spend some time with us, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Eddie, thank you for knowing all this stuff, making me look just a little bit...
Just love orcs.
Making me look just a little bit cleverer than I maybe really am. For Raph for pressing the buttons and being an absolute savant with all the images and stuff, and for organising the quiz. I hope everybody enjoyed that ahead of time. To Notley and the moderator.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone.
The chat has flowed smoothly. It has been a delight. Last time we did one of these things, somebody complained in the chat that we didn't leave them with a tease at the end of the show. So we're going to say goodbye. This
is probably going to be a Thousand Thuns Grey Knights tease. I bet you. For their Warzone Charodon thing. I will take more boys, though.
Suffer not the unclean to live.
Spasmarans.
From death to victory. From falsehood to truth. Lead us from despair to hope. From faith to slaughter. Lead us to his strength and an eternity of war. Let his wrath fill.
Oh, Black Templars! Good for you! I like me some Black Templars. Fuck Imperial Fist, but Black Templars are cool.
Serve the Emperor in the name of Dawn.
Cool. And that, yeah, I like Black Templars. They fight right, you know? They get in there and they fight hand to hand. They don't do any of that. As a fist painter, I mean, you've already lived through enough suffering. You have to paint yellow. Let me thank the people who subbed. Let's see. 2 days ago, 1 hour ago. Ray Duran, thank you for the 17 months of support. Green Trash Can, thank you for the 9 months of support. And Tip Has, thank you for the 49 months of support. And there's new bounty board stuff, which after seeing that, I might have to do. I've been saving my hobby money. I'm pretty excited for that. I want to see them write down the release date for the box set for the orc stuff. But it looks good. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for no orc stuff. Where's the there's a screen region for this. There we go. Let's hang out in the hot tub for a minute, y'all. Unification stream. I am like half awake. Unification needs a better stream than the one I did for it. But there is a new video out. It literally just went live. Any 2022 40K con plans? We'll see how COVID's going by that point. Are Night Lords good, by the way? They're awkward. They have some really good stratagems, which got refreshed in the recent Warzone Showdown that I believe is coming out this week, or next week. And they have some cool stratagems. Specifically turning off no falling back, fall back and shoot, better charges from deep strike. The leadership stuff is kind of bad, but then you combine that with the ability to get pluses to hit or reroll. It's plus to hit if you have higher leadership than them. That's neat. I think you could do something with Night Lords and it not be awful. Competitively, I think they're a little awkward, but in a casual sense, I think you could probably make a decent Night Lords army. Chaos in general, like CSM, is generally having that problem. That outside of the was it the Sokar Stormbird thing that I was showing you guys a minute ago, where it's like the strategy my friend came up with is that, but you do World Eaters and you just drop shit out of it. I think you could probably do this thing, and then you have it hover above a Psyker's head, and because you measure from hole measurements with this model, you can't target the Psyker, and then you just have this do a holding pattern. This thing's massive. I think this is 17 inches, so like 1.5 feet from end to end. This thing is just enormous. The pictures aren't loading, so I can't show you them, but it is not buying this, but just, you know, tabletop sim strategy. Oh, you guys can't see that. Yeah, this thing is fucking massive. It's like, I want to say it's either 17 here to here or 17 here to here. I think it's 19 here to here and then 17 side to side. And you could do a decent, like, look at these, like, fucking, like, those are like normal Marines outside of this thing. This thing is massive. I was telling Tilda, it reminds me of the, you know how, like, you'd get, like, the G.I. Joe, like, or the Malibu Barbie Playhouse thing. This is the Warhammer equivalent of that. You can put a rhino in the back of it. Psykers can't cast from inside vehicles. No, but you get it out, and then you have this thing hover above, and because it's hole measurements, it's not the closest, so you wouldn't be able to snipe him. So, yeah, the Psyker just hangs out under it. It's like some Drakari, like, bullshit, where, you know, you just hang out under it. Though I guess this guy doesn't have a flight stand. On TTS he does. That's probably the problem with the way it works on TTS. Yeah, it's $1,000, so I'm 100% not getting this thing. I'm just gonna play it on TTS, but I could buy a new computer for that. But I'm happy. I got an announcement on when the new Orc thing is happening, when the new Orc Codex is coming out. We got these new Commando models that I'm not gonna buy because I already have some Commandos. I have the Artel W ones. I won't be able to play in, you know, Warhammer official GW tournaments with them. Did they actually get okay, cool. So we actually did get around to showing off the release date somewhere in here. Yeah, I like this thing. There's no information on what the fuck it does, if it's just terrain or if it has, like, you know, it's Mech Boy Workshop like. Where does it say? It says, right? They said it in the stream that it would be announced for pre-orders, which means maybe it's next week. And I can't tell if this is a Werboy on a base or what. I think that's the Werboy we saw earlier. And so it's like, I think you could magnetize this. I'm pretty sure you could, and it not be a huge deal. I like the little piggy thing, the little squig. It's cute. It was for the Beastnaga preview box. Yes, but it has the codex in it, which means the codex is going to be released in about the same time. The Werboy is separate. They have a separate one as well for the Werboy, but it looks like this one, it's kind of hard to tell in this image whether or not he's just plonked up on top of there. But the Werboy that they showed previously, if you look through the community articles, there is a Werboy on base that you just use as a Werboy. And it has laser eyes that it can shoot. So it has like a pistol-like effect. Or it's assault, I forget. But it has its gun. And then it has psychic abilities. And the psychic one they showed off was sort of like Astral Blast from, or Ast Blast, as I like to call it, from the Thousand Suns book. So that's nice. They announced that the Beastnaga book was going to be, or thing was like next week for the pre-orders. So soon. If there was a Mad Max like board game for this, I'd be broke. It's called Gorka Morka, and they don't sell it anymore. Same with was it Speed Freaks? So I mean that you know, the new WOG stuff looks good as far as the discipline goes. So that'll be good. That looks like it's not indented, so they actually expect you to paint like that. I'm not that good, G-dubs. Beastnagas are like Speed Freaks. It's not a new faction. It's just, you know, it's a subset of boys. So you can play them with them based on what they were saying. You can even have Beastnaga Goths or whatever. They don't have to be snake bites. So, it's like a subculture like Speed Freaks. Yeah. Where you can play them as whatever. But, you know, fluff-wise, that's a fucking snake bite thing, isn't it? Thing looks pretty good, big. I've got a Death Dread actually right behind me, so we can actually kind of get a size comparison. Okay. So if you look up on the back right side, you can see a Death Dread. And that's this guy, right? So you can kind of do a size comparison. This terrain piece thing that they're showing off is about, what is that? Double the size of the Death Dread. And the boys look boys size. It looks like, what's his name? The named character is going to be on the same base size as this. I'm going to bet you that's on a Titan base. The, whatever the hell that thing is called. The killed, what the hell did they call that thing? Yeah, I think this is probably, yeah, this Werboy on base. There you go. Don't worry, there he is. And then good stuff, and it's assault too. Yeah, that's a good gun. I love this guy's mohawk. That's just made out of a fucking like blade. That's great. So I guess this essentially gives you a Werboy. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be like 130 plus. Kill Rig is the name of it. I know they announced in the video when it was. Can I go and watch their... Oh, they're still considered to be live. Yeah, I don't...
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first...
I didn't ever finish Pokemon Snap now. Gaz is in that image? Wait, you saw Gazgul Thraka in one of these images? What? He's beneath the Death Dread. What? Oh my god, he is! There he is! Wow, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, he kind of did just blend in.
More dynamism and lots of ones that if you've got used to lead your
Of orc stuff on the horizon, and orcs are bearing down on us quite soon. Is that right?
Here we go.
they are coming very, very soon. So previous previews we have announced the Beast Snagger Army launch box, and we can reveal today that that will be available to pre-order next Saturday. So if you're excited,
Next Saturday.
If you're excited about orcs, you do not have to wait very long at all.
So next Saturday is the pre-order date, which means that we probably won't be getting it until the week after. So 2 weeks from now, we will have an Orc Codex available. They may be announcing whether or not you can get that separate or not, but like you can get it in the box set with the other stuff. Because, like they say,
that is the one with all of the Beast Snagger infantry. It's got the Beast Snagger Squig Hog boys, a few characters in there as well, and perhaps most importantly of all, if you are a diehard Orc fan, it has your new Orc Codex. That's the first place you'll be able to get your hands on that. And then if that box isn't your speed,
so it'll be available. Will I actually buy it? Probably not. I don't know what the Squig guys do. So I don't know if they're good, and it's going to be expensive. How much did that terrible Drakari box go for a few years ago? Don't know which one you mean. The most recent one was great. The patrol box, that slaps. That thing fucks. But anyway, that was Warhammer. It was what I wanted it to be, and a little bit more. We got Plastic Krieg, we got new Orc stuff. They announced a bunch of stuff. The Paragon warsuits are any indication they'll be a solid okay. Apparently, and this is the rumor that's been going around, that this AdMech, Orcs AdMech, Necrons, Space Marines, and I forget what the other one is, but all the recent codexes were all kind of like tried out against each other. So like they feel like Sisters and AdMech are about balanced along with Drakari. Fair. I would say that's about right. They play off of each other. Yeah. If Orcs can compete with AdMech and Sisters, I'd be pretty happy. I'm pretty happy already with what I see here. So that's me on this. I would love to know prices on any of this shit, so I can go, okay, yeah, no, I don't actually need that. I do need to know that. My wallet needs to know that. I think that Orcs will be able to work with them. Swag haircut, thank you. I did it myself. Then my wife was like, you have a mullet. I'm going to fix that. So there's that. The AdMech stuff is pretty gross. I'm not going to lie. I've played against AdMech with my regular Orc book, and it's just not, it's not fair, man. TRNB, thank you for the 40 months of support. A Belisarius Iron Strider is 60 points. My Scrapjet is 110. And they're fairly equivalent, but the Strider can usually win that fight in range. And it's half as many points. So. And you can have 3 of them in a squad. So, you know. let's hope that the orc stuff really does actually help them out. But yeah, right now AdMech is difficult to deal with. The FAQ did nerf them in the ways that I felt like they should be, but they're hard to deal with. Skitarii are nasty, yeah. Just bring a lot of anti-infantry, man. That's a little scary for an orc player to say, because I don't want you to bring anti-infantry. But yeah, just stop bringing anti-tank stuff. Do that for me, so I can bring my kill tanks. But anyway, I'm excited for whatever the fuck this is. It's new orc stuff. It looks good. Frustrating as a Sisters player. Played a Sisters player the other day, and I was like, hey, so this is what my burner bomber does. And they go, okay. Okay, I get first turn. And I crash my plane into their characters. And then I shoot their rhino, and their rhino explodes. It's like, okay, well, that's going to be minimum 4 wounds so far to all of your characters. And they were just like, I'm done. And they just dropped. Like, they just walked away from the game. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. It's impossible to deal with that. And it's like, well, no, not really. No, you could have planned to deal with it. I told you what the burner bomber does. You could have done anything to prevent that. And you didn't. Sorry, I'm still looking at this image, and I'm just happy as a clam. I'm being a nerd about this. I want whatever this Gargant head thing to be good, but it's a fortification, so I know it's going to be bad. Because the rules for fortifications make no sense and suck. You have to place them outside of, 3 inches of terrain? In order to even place them, which really limits where you can place them. Especially on, like, an official GW, setup, which I've been playing with recently. You can't place it. Like, you just straight up cannot place a majority of fortifications. So maybe this doesn't have rules. Maybe it's just a cool looking piece of terrain you put on the table. But oh, I don't know how to click that thing away. Literally have no idea where it is. It's just there. It's totally okay to ask for that. I have no idea how to get rid of it, because it's not actually captured where it's anywhere on my computer screen. So I have no idea how to get rid of the, animated GIFs exist. It's like, cool. Anyway, I'm going to go hang out with the wife. I might stream later, but yeah, no. Sisters, honestly, do get yourself a High Lord of Terra. You're gonna have to figure out how to run Sisters without the old school shoot from a billion inches away thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this isn't the normal thing. There's a new Rev video out. Orthogonal Caster edited it, so you can thank him for that. Hopefully that'll be good. But yeah, anyway, that's out. I'll see you guys later.